Alright guys, so I'm just going today, so put my glove on, because she's, just a wee bit nippy out. There's no wind though, so that's kind of, not much for a breeze anyway, so that's kind of nice. Makes things not so damn miserable. There's a slight breeze, but what are you gonna do? So, and they're talking more snow tonight. Looks like 60% chance or whatever the hell it was, but they said less than an inch. So I don't know. We already have a dusting of crap on the ground already. So, but I guess winter's coming. I mean, it's actually surprisingly it's late this year, but because usually we'll have 10 feet of snow on the ground before we even get into freaking November. So. And November is pretty much over with. It's going to be over with here in the next few days, so, which is a good thing, but whatever. So, yeah. So, the young guy showed up, I think it would have been this past Saturday here. He showed up and started grabbing some hay. I thought he would have shown up today, but didn't see him. But whatever. So anyways, well, I'm kind of waiting to hear from him because I want to talk to him and stuff too, but I could phone him, but I don't want to call him and he's, doing something important. So I'll just talk to him in person, I guess, but anyways, I have a cow. It's my main cow. It's number one in my freaking herd of two. That we found out that she's open. And that means that she's not pregnant. She didn't accept the bull's offer. So. Yeah, so I'm not really too sure what to do with her because technically she's not making me any money and stuff like that. And I did talk it over with the young guy when he was here Saturday, and he says that he can bring the bull back, and for another however fucking long we think we need to have the bull here again. Because, well, for a little while there she was in heat, and then just I think it was Saturday early afternoon I went over there, and she was humping. She was humping the other cows, and that's a sign of that they're not in heat, that they didn't take. So, because all the rest of the cows, my uncle's cows, and then my other little cow, they're not doing it. And I was trying to look up online. I know my grandma says she's got a book on it or whatever the fuck it is, but I was trying to figure out what the hell the cow's heat cycle is, because I thought they were supposed to be in heat for a few days, and then they're supposed to get out of it for a little while, and then it comes and goes. But the things that I see online, because I googled it, and they're saying that a cow can be in heat for no longer than a day. Like, it can be up to a day, but then usually it's less than that. But the day is like a max. So, and then apparently they're supposed to be in the heat for a day or less. It depends on the cow and how young, I imagine age has got a huge factor on that. So, and then supposedly after that heat cycle, which is apparently is only a day, I thought it would be, maybe a few days or maybe even a week. then supposedly, once they get out of their heat cycle, they're going to stay out of that heat cycle apparently up to a month, at least like 24 days or whatever the hell it is, and that's pretty much a month. So that's kind of a long time, you know. Now, if that's correct, I don't know. You know, that's what Google's telling me, but fuck Google, right? So Google's a bunch of horse shit too. So, not really too sure. I mean, it's not going to do any good. I mean, if that's true, you know, like they go in the heat for a day and then they're out of heat for a month, you might as well say, that's going to put my calving season off by so fucking much that it's not even worth it. So, the way we looked at it, because my grandma has a chart that gives you a rough idea of when calves or when cows can start going into labor and start having calves. We looked at it on that chart, and if my cow would have gotten pregnant Saturday, that day that I was there, my cow would not calf until sometime in September of next year, which would be 2021 is when she would calf. So that's a long window, you know. I mean, that's how it usually goes. You breed them, and well, now here it's fall, but they should calf starting June, and then they can pretty much any time after June is when we kind of expect them, because we changed our calving date because we didn't like it when it was in the middle of, pretty much almost in the middle of winter. The only nice thing about it, obviously, was that, you know, we were getting longer days and more sunlight, but we were still getting a lot of pissy weather too, a lot of snowstorms, and you know what, I think having cows calf in that shit I think it's just another layer of stress on them. So, you know, even, I mean, we do put them in the barn for, I think up to pretty much about a month. They'll stay in the barn, you know, depending on weather. If it's nice out and it's going to stay nice out, then they'll get to go out early. But pretty much no more than a month they'll be in there. Because I think the last time I had cows, my cow was in the barn, it was pretty much about a month that she stayed in there with her calves. So, but, you know, it's kind of, it's more risky that way too, because if they calf in the middle of the night when we're not expecting them to, you know, because sometimes they can just all of a sudden have a calf and we don't even know about it. So, but by switching it to where they calf more in the summertime, you know, it's just one less thing to worry about. We don't have to worry about anything going after the calves. I mean, we do have foxes and coyotes and stuff like that probably would go after calves, but we've never seen any coyotes in town. We do see foxes in town, but I haven't seen any yet this year, but I know they're around here. But I hear coyotes all the time, but they're usually out in the boonies where we don't see them. So, but we hear them. We can hear them hauling, screaming at the moon or whatever it is that they fucking do. We can hear them screaming out there. So, you know, so yeah. So I think we're gonna pretty much just cancel the thing of bringing the bull down here, because she's had 2 months to accept the bull's present, you know, and since she's kind of, I'm thinking she was probably out, and we know that at the time, kind of more towards the end there, she was in heat, kind of more towards the end there, but I don't know. The thing is too that I've noticed with her is that when the bull would try to mount her, she always kind of kept walking away all the time. And maybe that's kind of normal for them to do that. I mean, in a way, I would understand that because you're having a bull jump on you, and that bull weighs a lot. So, kind of expect that. But how else is the bull going to get his job done if you keep running away all the time, So, now I talked to the young guy about this, and he thinks this might have a factor in it too. The thing is that my cow number 1, or R1, she was pregnant, obviously, last year, and she calved, earlier this summer. But the problem was that she calved way too damn early, and and then on top of that, she had twins. But I think one was a boy and one was a girl, but they still count that as twins, I guess. So she had 2 calves, and she had them way too early because one didn't even have fur. The other one did have fur, but it was extremely short. So, but the young guy thinks that since she had twins and she had them early, and I think that maybe she forced herself to do that because this technically was her first set of twins ever in her life. And the young guy thinks that maybe, this probably wouldn't be very common if it did happen, but he thinks that maybe there is something wrong with her internally because of that now. It's probably very rare that a calf does get damaged from having twins, because usually cows can have twins and they do just fine. And both calves usually do survive, but there's been times where even I've seen it that the mother will only accept one of them and then the other one gets abandoned, and then you're forced to bottle feed it. So, but I think she, like my cow, I think she could definitely, cows can usually take care of 2 calves, but just sometimes they'll, abandon one of them. So, I don't know. I don't know how my cow would do, So, but yeah, I don't know. By the time you guys probably see this video, I probably would have already made up my mind on what to do, because I don't think we're gonna bother with the bull. He told me to think about it. He says that if I want him to bring the bull back, he can. But my grandma called me up this morning and she said not to bother because it's gonna cost more hay and feed and bullshit, which, it's a kind of a bullshit excuse. But, I really can't keep a cow that's not making me money. And I've pretty much just figured that I'm going to send the bitch down the road because she's not making me any money. My grandma says to give her another chance, but you know what? I've run out of energy with this cow. And, she is, for the most part, well, not for the most part, but she is tame enough that you can walk up to her and she's not gonna, she's just not gonna run away from you. So, but it's just, when a cow's not making you money, it's costing you money. And to go another whole winter having a cow around, knowing that she's not pregnant now, it's costing us money. It's costing my grandma money because she's the one that's paying for all the hay and, this and that. And yes, I have offered to buy hay for her to help her out, but she refuses. So there you go. So I know somebody's going to say something about that. Well, why aren't you help paying for the hay? I already offered. And she refuses because she's the one that wants to keep the damn thing going, this operation. So, and they're the ones that have way more cows than me. I only have 2. So, and that's another thing too of getting rid of her, is it would put me back down to 1 again. So I'm basically going backwards now instead of going forward, which is pissing me the fuck off. So what do? You know, I mean, sure, I could keep the bitch. Try it, give her one more chance, but you know what? Is it worth it? You know, I mean, if she goes through the same problem again next year and doesn't get pregnant, you know, I mean, what do? I'm not that type of guy that wants to piss around and just keep cattle, you know, just to have cattle around. I'm in it for I want to make money off this, you know. And, I mean, we need to make money off this. I'm not here to just fuck around and play with cows, you know. If I'm not getting a paycheck every year, you know, then screw it. I'm not going to bother. So, because for 2020, I should have had at least one calf running around, but I don't. And see, another thing too is that last year's calf of mine, she got knocked up and she wasn't supposed to, and she ended up having a calf. But since she was so small at the time, she couldn't have the calf on her own. She couldn't push it out, so the calf ended up dying in her. We ended up taking the calf, which would be R2, you know, the daughter of R1. We ended up taking her to the young guy's farm because he's the one that's got a squeeze chute and head gates and all this stuff, and all the proper tools to deal with these kind of problems. We're kind of limited on what we can do. We do have, you know, ropes and stuff that you can pull calves with, but we don't have a head gate. We don't have a squeeze chute. You know, we don't have that kind of stuff that we should be having. So, but we had to take her to his place so he could put her in the head gate, and well, it took the freaking skid steer to get the damn calf out of her. So that obviously, that was a fucking nightmare. Of course, the calf was dead anyway, which pissed me off even more. But yeah, that was kind of to be expected because she was kind of too young anyway to even be having a calf. But somehow, magically, she got knocked up in the process and shouldn't have, but she did. So, but I don't know. I don't really know what to do because, see, the thing is another thing that I get, you know, not only just on YouTube, but I get this from the young guy as well, and I get it from other people too. They're always saying that, you know, you need to buy stuff for your farm. The young guy recommended for me to go buy a new barn, a pole barn. He says you can get them for like probably less than 50 grand, you know, and stuff like that. And I have my own plans to, you know, I want to get a squeeze chute. You know, you can get them for, I want to say probably under $3,500 because I want to get the trailer with it. The one I'm looking at is just a simple one. It's good enough for our operation, but you can get a trailer for it so you can make it mobile, and that's what I want to do because I want to be able to move it away, you know, from the barn or wherever when we're not using it. We can put it in the storage or something. So I want to get it with a trailer so we can make it mobile. So, but that'll cost about $3,500, you know, and I think that's pretty cheap, you know, and I can get that stuff at Tractor Supply, so not a problem there. But here's the thing. Oh, and this, we did officially start, not much, but starting our electric fence expansion. This is a spool of 1/4 mile of 17 gauge wire. I have to get other stuff as well, but it's a start. So we are at least attempting, because there's no sense of doing it now because it's wintertime and we're feeding them. There's nothing for them. They're not going to be eating any grass. So only grass they're going to be getting is hay bales and then a little bit of grain here and there. That's all they're going to get now until spring. So I'm hoping by spring we'll have enough to do the dike, because we want to put them back on top of the dike. Not much for ground, but it's better than nothing. It'll give them, you know, another, well, could be about that much, quarter acre, you know, of land or something, you know, like it might even be an acre or two, I don't know, but it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. You know, you gotta work your way up. But here's the thing. In order for us, you know, for the way I see it anyway, and this is the way I'm doing it, I don't know how my grandma wants to fucking do it, but for me to make investments towards this farm, for me to make investments towards this farm, I need cows coming out of this farm. I need cows. Because I'm not going to make all this expansion crap, spend all this money in fencing and squeeze chutes and a new barn and all this other horse shit that we need to do this properly. I need cows coming out. I need bulls. I need heifers. I need everything. And I know, you know, I'm not going to be making any money with the heifers because obviously we're going to be keeping them. But that still makes it a valid reason to do that, because your herd is growing, you know, is giving you more of a reason to actually do this. So, whereas if you don't make a fucking penny out of it, you know, you don't make any money out of this, that's just a waste of money then. It's just a waste of time and money. So, you know, it's just getting to be ridiculous. So, I don't know. I mean, I could buy another cow off the young guy, you know, trade her off for another younger one. So, I don't know. You know, and she's not that old. So, it's kind of irritating, but I'm trying to remember now, but I remember watching a YouTube video. The guy was explaining how cows age differently from us. And I think for every year that goes by, I think the cows age 4 years in just 1 year. Which I think that's what they said. I don't remember now. But cattle age like dogs. They age quicker than humans do. So they get older quicker. So I've had my cow 4 or 5 years. So if you guys want to do that math, then you can, and you can tell me how old she would be in cow years. You know, in human years, she's only 4 years old, 5 years old, but in cow ages, it's a lot more. So I think in reality, you could only keep them, I think, for a maximum of 10 years, I think it is. That is as far as you can take a cow, because then after that, they're older, they're tired, they're wore out. They're played out now from doing this. So, so she is technically a little older, you know, than I was thinking, because I guess they age differently. They age, I guess, like dogs do. They age quicker, even though she's only 4 or 5 years old. In human years, she's a lot older than that. So, maybe it is time just to send her down the road, but she ain't that old. So, but then also, too, you gotta think, too, that she had twins, and maybe that did something to her, you know? Maybe she tweaked something inside, and maybe she'll never get pregnant again. You know? But I don't know what would have made her go into labor early. I think, this is just me, but I think she forced herself to do it. But I just think maybe she was scared because it was her first time, but I don't know. There's a million different reasons to why she did it. You know, and mine is just, I think she forced it to happen early. Not sure if a cow can do that or not, but and then, I mean, there's videos on YouTube that you can watch, and there's another YouTuber that I watch. He's a cattleman too, and I like his information, a lot more than others. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that have been in it a lot longer than me. So, fuck, even Roosty6, he's one of my viewers, and he's in the cattle business, and he's been doing it longer than me. So any information he gives me, I trust it, because older people know way more than me. So, and then the young guy, I trust him most of all, because he's been in this a lot longer than me, and then his dad before him, so, and his dad did it too, and I learned a lot of stuff off his dad, which is the old timer. He's the guy that did our land for a lot of years, up to about 2015, 2016, then he decided to retire. So, but it's the older people that I trust the most, because they're the ones that have the fucking experience. They're the ones that have all this knowledge, and there's only so much I can take in. You can sit here and make a 10-page long comment on what to do and how to do this and how to do all that and do this, you guys can sit there and explain all that, but when you use certain words and fancy words and all that kind of stuff, it takes a while for my brain to process all that information. So, and I'm still learning stuff too. I mean, a lot of YouTubers say, do it this way, do it that way, and you have no problems. But then when I try to do those things, they don't work out. I have to find a different way to do it. So sometimes their information can be wrong too, because it may work on their operation, but it might not work on ours, because every operation is a little bit different. But even if it gives me a rough idea, I guess, on what I can deal with or how I can deal with it, it helps out. So, but I don't know. So you guys tell me what you think I should do. But I probably would have already made up my mind by then. But my theory is send her down the road. I think she's going to have issues. And I even know that same YouTuber I was talking about a while ago. He's a big time cattleman, and he even said too that if cows have a lot of issues in their lifetime, get rid of them, because they're considered high maintenance cattle, and they're probably a nuisance too, and this one's a nuisance. So I don't know, because I've had a lot of trouble with her over the years. So, but then again, she's also had a couple good calves, and in the meantime, she's had 2 really good healthy calves. The first calf that was alive, that was a bull, and now this heifer. Her very, very, very first bull that she had, that one died because it snuck out and got outside and then froze to death. So, but that was our fault, because we had the half door open on the barn, and the mother slid the gate open, and then the calf managed to wiggle itself out, and we didn't notice it till the morning. So that was on us, but we fixed that problem. Well, we did, until the other cow that we put into the barn earlier this year, when she calved, she went nuts and blew it right through the gate. So now we don't have a gate in the barn. That's another cow that needs to get the fuck out of here too, because wild cattle are not worth it. So that's the way it's going to be in my operation. If I got a wild cow, she can go. It's going to cost us money. So, but yeah, I don't know. You guys can tell me what you think, but pretty much I think I'm just going to send her down the road. I don't know. Because who knows what those twins did to her, Like I said, it's not very common, but it does happen. So that's what the young guy told me anyway, and and I believe him more, because he's been in the business a long time, and I'm sure he's had pretty much the same problems as me. So, but yeah. So I don't know. And I don't even know what my R2 will be like, because like I said, she calved early and she wasn't, well, she had calf, earlier in her life and she shouldn't have. But I'm hoping nothing got damaged internally, because if she don't calf next year, again, I'm going to have to get rid of her, because she's damaged. But if she was damaged, you think that she'd be running around still being in heat, and just like the mother is. And the cows ain't wandering around like they're in pain. I mean, they act normal, so I don't know what to do there, or what I can do about it, I mean, I really can't keep a cow around here that's not making me a paycheck every year. It's not possible. So if I don't get a paycheck coming in every year, or if I don't get a heifer, or a little heifer calf, whatever, a girl, I can't make investment. You can't make investments towards the farm, because there's no sense, because I'm not getting anything for my hard work. But then selling her too, it's going to set me back, because I'm going to lose a calf or a cow, so I'm back down to one again. So what do you do? But I just don't really want to keep a cow around if she's damaged internally and she won't ever calf again. She's probably fine right now, but you know how it is. So people driving around, I guess enjoying the weather before the stupid storms come. So it's supposed to be a snowstorm tonight, but whatever. So yeah, you guys can tell me what you think you would do in that situation, but for me, I think I'm just going to sell her. So I have to. I got to have a paycheck coming in every year, and if I don't have something coming in, it's not worth my time. And if R2 has a calf, then I guess I'm back up to 2 again, but then, it's taking me longer and longer to grow, I might have to break down, I think, and buy a cow. And I can buy it off the young guy, because he's always willing to work with people. I mean, he did it with my grandma, so I know he would do it with me, but we can make monthly payments to him, because he trusts us and whatnot. So I might have to buy a year-old cow or something, and just to even attempt to fucking grow at this, because 2 or 1, it's not worth it. It's pissing me off, because I'm not growing anywhere. Not growing. So it's frustrating. So I don't know. You guys tell me what you would fucking do, but I think for me, I'm sending her down the road. I have to. I need a paycheck coming in. And then for the young guy, I have to talk to him. I'm not going to be able to buy a cow. I can't buy one in December. I mean, I can later in the month, but not right away, because it's Christmas and I want to buy the kids presents. So I'm talking about my sister's kids. So I got to buy stuff for them. So, and then I got to buy some stuff for the other family members too. But it's mostly about the kids now. So I got to take care of them. So it'll probably have to be late December, maybe even January. I might have to buy a cow off of him, because I need a 3rd cow. If I'm not going to have three cows or more, then I should just walk away from this operation while I'm still ahead. So I'm not going to go thousands and thousands of dollars into debt, or buy thousands and thousands of dollars worth of equipment, and I'm not getting my money back out of it. Piss on it then. So I might have to buy a cow later on. It's just that's the way it's going to have to fucking be. Imagine the young guy's got some. Maybe I'll talk to him too. Maybe I'll kind of throw it at him. Be like, well, I might be coming to you in January to buy a cow. But at least, like I said, I could make monthly payments with him. you know, you can either make monthly payments with him, or you can let him have the calf. When it has its first calf, he can take that as a payment. My grandma's done that as well. You can either make monthly payments, or you can let him have the first calf that comes out of it. That'll make up for the payment. So that's the payment of the cow from buying the cow from him. So he works with you pretty good, and I like that. So, you know, it's either you pay him with cash or you give him the calf. You know, and I'd probably just give him the cash, to be honest with you, because I want the freaking calf. But depending on how things go, you know, yeah, you might have to give him the calf. But I don't know. I guess we'll worry about it when that time comes. But at least there, you know, he's willing to work with you, and nobody else does that. So, but yeah, I don't know. So, anyways, guys, I guess I'm gonna take off. But you guys can tell me what you would do. But for me, I think I'm just going to send her down the road. I got to move on. I got to have cows that are going to be productive every year, at least for a couple years. You know, so I can get something out of this. So but yeah, anyways, guys, I guess I'm going to take off. So I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.